Hi, and welcome back to Wicked Ones Tarot. My name is Carmen, and today we've got a reading for you about the timing lining up for you and your finances to improve. So we have the Seven of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. That's you getting your money. So something is working out. I do feel like there's something here that you have changed. It could be as simple as a connection that you're no longer investing in, but we have a shift that improves the abundance that flows to you. So let's call in spirit with a little bit of Enchantan. And I hope you're having a good day so far. If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedonestarot@gmail.com. It's in the description box for you, as is more information on how to get more contact via the memberships. Thank you to the current members. Let's dive in, and I think we're going to start with the situations deck and see what else we've got as far as this catalyst for money coming to you. What else do we have? Interesting. Okay, so we've got somebody who has money racing in part because they are no longer distracted by a situationship or some sort of physical desire. You could be distancing yourself from an ex or turning down a situationship. But I feel like because we have nightlife in the reverse, this is saying my priorities and my focus are clear. I don't want to deal with anybody who's going to distract my focus or make me feel like, like I'm not good enough. Good morning, Empress. How you doing? I like it. I hope you're having a good day. All right, let's get some more from... Actually, we need the tarot. This is the Metamuse. What else do we have? Yes, exactly. We have the Chariot and the Three of Swords, Two of Cups in the reverse. Yeah, I don't know if it's because you've literally been through a difficult breakup that you're like not really looking to get into anything new or not looking to get that energy, kind of wasted. But I see the focus being really like zeroed in on what can I do to get in a better situation? What can I do to improve my living situation or make more money? So Two of Cups is in the reverse because that's not the priority. The love, the connections, not that they aren't important, but with the Chariot, we have somebody saying, I know I can move a little bit quicker if I'm just moving on my own, right? It's like if you have to get from point A to point B in the airport, you're going to be a little bit faster if it's just you or if it's you and like 4 family members. I think we all know the answers. So we've got Justice in the reverse, Princess of Cups, and Eight of Swords in the reverse. So even though there is this hope that love comes back to your life, with Justice in the reverse, it's like, I just really don't want to get distracted by drama. I don't want to have to, put up with mind games and all of that. So you have freed your mindset from something that made it seem impossible to complete your education, to find that new job, to get the promotion. And that's where all this energy came from. So it's paying off. What else do we have? Hanged Man, Nine of Pentacles in the reverse, and the World. So there was a decision that you maybe took a little bit long to finalize, but once you do, or once you did, things change very quickly. Nine of Pentacles in the reverse is that sense of not really being on your own. So this could reference to a relationship, or it could reference to codependency, feeling like you have to do something for someone else. That is what is ending. With the World, we have a chapter coming to a close. What else do we have? Five of Swords and the Prince of Pentacles, which is the Knight of Pentacles. There's someone here who is basically sabotaging your success because you are moving in a different direction or because you have cut that person off. Now we have a new beginning. That Ace of Wands is an opportunity. Yay! So it could be a new job, could be a promotion, or, you know, like a simple raise. But I do see things getting better. What else do we have? Beast number 33, which talks about conflict, competition, arguments, aggression, tension, and oppressors. There is somebody who was a little bit too argumentative with you. You may have been in love. You may have considered each other family, but this is somebody who made things more difficult and tapped your energy or zapped your energy, right? Now that you're not pouring as much into this toxic connection, that energy has been rerouted to yourself. This is the Kipper. What else do we have? Community, number 39, and courtship. So I do feel like there's maybe some gossip or some questions like, hey, what's going on? Are you actually single? I thought you were in this relationship, or, you know, what happened with Lottie or Rory or whoever it was, right? I think there is somebody here who feels like they have to set you up with somebody, or somebody who feels like you can't possibly be happy if you're just working and you don't have a person in your life, right? But wealthy man, this is you, regardless of your gender. This is saying things are improving. Despair is in the reverse. I flipped over all too many cards though. Because you don't have to put up with someone. Family room. You may have moved. They may have moved. Living by yourself may seem a lot easier. Easier to keep things clean or what have you. You may have been dealing with somebody that was very immature, or there may be some circumstances that have changed pertaining to caring for a child. You may have felt that the person you were dealing with was just not mature enough. All right, what else do we want? We're going to go with the cats rule the earth. What else do we have? Knight of Pentacles, Ace of Wands in the reverse, and the Six of Swords. Yeah, things are getting easier for you. It's been a long road. You've maybe missed some opportunities or felt like life was kind of passing you by because of this relationship or this connection. And now things are getting back on the right course. I feel like it's because your perception of the situation has changed. If you were willing to put up with this because you felt like you were so in love, or I need to do this, I feel like I need to, you know, sacrifice that or be, you know, available. Now you see that you need to also take care of yourself, right? That you can't just be so invested in something else that what you need or what you want is no longer prioritized. But I do feel like there's someone here who's been a good friend, helped you to understand what needed to change, or, you know, hold you to a higher standard, right? How should you be treated? How should people speak to you? It feels to me like you stood up for yourself either in the context of a workplace or with regards to a friendship, a family member, or a spouse. And now you're able to plan for yourself. Maybe that's not what you wanted to do with your life, but it's what I want to do with my life. You don't feel as constricted or restricted by someone else or someone else's company or plans. Seven of Wands in the reverse and Justice. The way things happened, it may have upset someone around you. It may have upset a former partner or a family member, someone you used to work with. That's how it was supposed to go, is what I'm seeing. You may have taught this person a lesson, not to be like a jerk about it, but something that they really needed to learn in terms of dealing with other folks. How's it going, Dana? Queen of Swords in the reverse. and the Four of Cups in reverse. I think you were dealing with a very negative individual, somebody who taught you to view things similarly. Could be a mentor or a family member, right? But this kind of prevented you from seeing the possibilities, maybe intentionally, right? Maybe they didn't want you to feel like you could make that change happen. Maybe they wanted you to feel like you needed to stay in that situation. But that Two of Wands talks about planning, realizing there's other options, figuring out how to take advantage of those options. So I do feel like we could have somebody moving or at the very least changing jobs. The Hermit and the Five of Potions or Five of Cups in the reverse, learning a difficult lesson that enables change, not wanting to be stuck in the same situation anymore, realizing that it may not be an easy decision, but I'm going to do what I need to do. Nine of Candles or the Nine of Wands in the reverse. Knight of Candles in the reverse. 10 of Candles, lots of fire energy. And then the King of Pumpkins or King of Pentacles in the reverse. Yeah, so this is about being overwhelmed, feeling frustrated, like I work so hard, but nobody else seems to be pulling their weight. It just wasn't a good environment for you to actually improve upon your finances. So I feel like the world, the universe, they're trying to like guide you towards a better spot where you can be more successful. Eight of Candles or Eight of Wands, World in the reverse, and the Nine of Potions. Yeah, this is not as good as it gets. There's better for you. There is another level up. This Seven of Wands is talking about it being the right time. Nine of Cups, this is about it being your wish fulfillment or something that you are really looking for. Ace of Pumpkins, which is the Ace of Pentacles or an opportunity. And this is an opportunity that reaches you after you've had some set of disappointments or frustrations with the community or the people around you. Most likely within a workplace, right? But it could also be like family related. All right, let's see what else we've got. This is the Earth Bones Tarot. Tell me more about this money. What's happening? Five of Crystals, which is the Five of Swords. It's in the reverse. So this feels to me like something that is improving. I mean, it's sometimes about making amends. I feel like this is you no longer being a part of something just because you're expected to be, right? So you're politely bowing out or, you know, heading home a little bit early. Seven of Crystals, Three of Wicks, because you know that somebody's lying to you. This is like if somebody's trying to dangle a promotion in front of you, but they have no intention of actually letting you have that promotion or paying you more money. We have somebody who's taking an action saying, look, I really don't think that you're going to deliver on that promise to promote me. So of course I had to go and look for other jobs, because if I lay all of my hopes at your feet, they will be dashed. They will not come true because you're over here not doing anything, right? So whoever you are, I see you taking control over the matters yourself, right? You're not going to just wait for somebody to make all your dreams come true. So because you have this courage, because you are not, just like settling, we have a major change coming. Strength, the Tower. This is talking about you finding something different, making a significant change, and it putting you in a better spot financially. Page of Crystals in the reverse. That would be like the Page of Swords in the reverse. The concern with the Page of Swords in the reverse is that there's something here that you're missing. about your decision. I feel like for the majority of you, this is saying you might be overly harsh, or you might feel like you can't make this decision or make this change. And I feel like you can. There's something here that changes your perception. It's like you realize, actually, this is exactly what I need to do, or I am perfect for this job, so of course I'm going to apply. Hey, Carrie, how are you doing? The Star in the reverse, the Empress, Judgment, Eight of Petals. That's about your job. Yeah, see, you're making a decision that's hugely important. You could be pivoting to a different type of career or working for a different company, changing to a different department, but it is addressing whatever is in your way, whatever is preventing you from getting to that point that you should be at. So, yeah, I feel like you've removed a block. I feel like you've highlighted or identified the path that you want to follow, and that's why money is going to improve for you. Exactly. Ace of Jars and the Queen of Petals. So the Queen of Petals would be like the Queen of Pentacles that we got at the beginning, and Pentacles are tied to money. So it's time for you to level up. There's an offer here that will make you smile, or it feels like it's the right choice, right? Sometimes you have to kind of talk yourself into it, like, yeah, I guess I would work for you since you like would pay me and stuff. There's more excitement than that here. Let's go with the Golden Lenormand. What else do we have, please? How's it going, Steph? This is the OG angle. I really only started to do live from my phone because my internet was acting weird on my laptop. So we've got, and what a ride it's turned out to be. So we've got the dog, which is number 18, and the garden, which is number 20. So we're talking about loyalty to a community. So I do think this is what has been called into question. Somebody has realized, you know what, maybe I don't need to be loyal to you. Maybe you haven't actually been that great of a boss, or maybe I don't owe you a 2 weeks notice. But we've got positive energy and good luck that puts you in the right place regarding your monies. I'm glad to hear that. Let's see. This is the Gypsy Oracle. I feel like I'm talking really fast today. Hey, Joey, how are you doing? What else do we have? Got Soldier in the reverse and Lord in the reverse. There's someone here that is very calm energy. Someone who, yes, they get their work done, but they're not the type to like look over your shoulder and be obnoxious. This is somebody who is like a good mentor. They would encourage you or help you to be successful, but they're not like the overbearing, like micromanaging type. So we've got Consolation in the reverse and Doctor. This could reference the medical industry, but I think more appropriately, this would be saying that this next step for you isn't like taking the next best thing. It's not like what you really want, that kind of thing. This is something that is going to surprise you in terms of how much it addresses what you need. This feels like you're going to work with somebody who is able to teach you much of what you're looking to, or someone who helps you to understand how to navigate the industry or what you do more easily, right? We do have somebody here who might be trying to rehire you or get you to come back to their job. So in other words, if you take a new job offer, you start over there, your old employer may be like, hey, so I really miss you. It turns out you made things like way better. They may try to get you back. But I don't think this is romantic. I think this is like, I need you to work for me. So we have the Priest and the Constancy card in the reverse. Yeah, this is, so Priest or Hierophant, that can be like a boss figure, right? So this is somebody who wants to retain your partnership or your help in the company. They don't want you to leave the company. but they are not consistent. They offer things and they don't follow through, or they create a pretty negative work, like a hostile work environment. So when you decide to leave, like make it the last time, you know? All right, let's see what else we get. We're going to go with what's the news. What else do we have, please? So there's definitely something here that is creating a sense of urgency in terms of moving you from one place to another. So there's something I feel is about to get a little haywire, or issues about to hit the fan at the current or former employer. I do think there's going to be someone who's accused of like embezzling or ignoring regulations or throwing someone under the bus. There's a lot of like bad morale around this job. And so that's part of the reason the universe is like, hey, it's time to leave. Get up. You don't want to be here for the brawl. You don't want to be here for the fight. Yeah, exactly. Time to get out of there because it's not your battle. So you're being moved over to a high vibing spot. You're getting ejected from the not so great environment and redirected to a workplace where it's more like this high vibing energy, right? Hey, Joey, probably not on this reading, but when I come back, provided I hit that $15 tip threshold, but I'm probably going to wrap this one up in like 5 minutes or so. Top of the morning to you, Renee. It's damn near lunchtime for you now. How are you? All right, this is the Morgan Greer. I do feel like there's multiple problems with this workplace, whether it's former or current, and things are about to get more difficult or more problematic. There's someone here who's been hiding mismanagement or like misuse of funds, missed a deadline or didn't renew a contract or something, and they don't want to tell anybody what's really going on, or they know they can't pay. This is just they're not ready, or they're not handling the situation very well, and you're able to like dip before this really takes place. 7 of Wands in the reverse. It could even be people that end up getting laid off or the company going bankrupt. But this is a pretty big obstacle or problem for them. And it feels like somebody is just being avoidant in the leadership team rather than going after the issue. So instead of being proactive, we have someone being reactive. Let's see. This is the Gilded Reverie. What else do we have? Is it really? It's like a little after 9 a.m. You don't want to know what time I woke up today. Let's see. We've got the coffin or sarcophagus and the bouquet or the, bundle of roses. Or no, I think they're tulips. Are those tulips, you guys? So this is recognition or that leveling up energy, right? Because this is if you were to do a really good job or there's a milestone you reached, you get the flowers, right? But it requires that you end something first, ending a relationship, changing where you live, quitting a job, and then you get this. Just make sure you're planning accordingly, right? We don't want to be struggling to pay our bills, but it does feel to me like this is, you're getting signs that it's the right time to move, or there's something that just kind of seems like the right thing to apply for, or things are aligning, right? So there's good news coming to you because the timing is right. There's also somebody here who's very loyal to you. We had that dog come out earlier. So this could be a close friend or maybe even a new boss or a new partner. But there's someone here who looks out for you in this new place. or job. All right, I'm going to leave it there. I know it's a little bit of a short one. I love you all. Thank you for the likes and subscribes, and I will see you on the next reading. Doodles.